Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode where we at 6:37. Welcome to the weekend, Saturday. How you doing? Not much to talk about, but usually that's when it's like I look up and it's an hour and 20 minutes into the show. Hopefully we don't go an hour 20 this morning, but you never know because I didn't come with an agenda this morning. I did sleep in, and I actually fell asleep early on the couch last night. My wife was doing some work at the kitchen table. She had like a podcast in. So I turned on, what was I? Oh, I was watching the DB Cooper. And I mentioned yesterday, that's kind of one of my entertainment things that I like watching is true crime documentaries. So I was watching the Netflix, DB Cooper documentary. Um, and I fell asleep. It was like 9 o'clock. Fell asleep on the couch. Um, So yeah, I don't have much to talk about this morning. I am wearing this new to me Cubs jersey. This was given to me by my friend who worked for the Cubs. This is actually, I don't know if it's I don't know if this is a spring training or a batting practice. It must be a batting practice jersey. There's no name or number on the back, but it is from 1988. So this is authentic to 1988 Chicago Cubs. Um, So my friend he worked in the front office for the Cubs, and I've talked about him. He's the one with the 75 mini box. Worked with Yosh Kawano for when he was in high school and college, and actually has some cool Yosh stuff. He has one of his hats, his briefcase. He has like the inventory, like the jersey inventory from the 80s. So some cool stuff. So I asked him, I'm like, did you cross reference Yosh's list to see who had this? And he I don't think he did, or it wasn't listed. So this is cool. It fits. It's a great fit too. So Scott actually came up to the Madison Card Show last weekend. He's like, here, I got some more stuff for you, like 3 or 4 T-shirts, this jersey. So I tried it on this morning, and I'm like, hey, this is a good fit. I'm gonna sport this on Hobby Evolution this morning. Who's in the chat? We've got Dan in the chat. Terry, good morning. Johnny, what's up? Zach and Porter says, good morning. Can't stay long. Porter and I gave approval to come to Madison show in August. Looking forward to meeting Victor. Awesome. So Zach and Porter making a return trip. And August 27th, Madison Card Show. Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. We've got I think I'm already up to 5 first-time vendors for the August show, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, so August 27th should be a good time. Ken, what's up? I regret to inform everyone that I do not live in Des Plaines, Illinois, hence I did not win the Mega Billion last night. I did not play. I'm sorry, Low Roller Scratcher. Are you in the house? I did not play. Des Plaines, though, I drive right through Des Plaines when I stay when I stay in the. I'm actually in like the suburb over when I go to the National and stay. I think the suburb that we stay in is Wheeling, but it's not like Wheeling proper. It's actually kind of, I think it's on the border of Des Plaines and Wheeling. I don't know. I'm sure there's suburbs in between, but I do know that I drive right through downtown Des Plaines on my way to and from the Rosemont Convention Center. Dan says, do you ever wonder that our daily conversations is a preview of retirement life? Probably is. That's a good point. That is a good point. Coffee, and just random life discussions, talking about the past. Cards, gardening, lawn maintenance, gas station, coffee, and falling asleep on the couch. Yeah, I'm basically an old man in a 40-year-old's body, falling asleep on the couch, keeping up with Frank in my yard, my garden. Tomatoes are turning. My cherry tomatoes, the bigger tomatoes haven't turned yet. I've already picked 2 bushels of, I don't know. I think bushels is an actual term, like bushels of corn. I should know that growing up in the cornfields. But I've 2 big things of cucumbers already. and probably can pick another batch today. So keeping up with the garden. Speaking of outside, I did some grilling last night. Let's do some food talk. So wife went to the grocery store, got some ground beef. I'm like, all right, it's grill night, it's burger night. So sometimes I get tired of like just making a burger, and I try to dress up, the hamburgers. I put in different seasoning. Some of the go-tos when I grill burgers. My standard hamburger that I make is just black pepper, and I just crush black pepper. So like a black pepper burger, and that's it. And then I top it with either barbecue sauce or ketchup and mustard. That's my like standard burger. The only seasoning is crushed black pepper. But sometimes I want to get. Sometimes I'll throw in, and I'll get from those like boutique shops. They have like the barbecue sauce and the different seasonings. So I do have, I think it's from Penzeys, which is a seasoning place. I think it's nationwide, Penzeys. And it's like a black and blue cheese powder seasoning. So I was going to use that last night, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to step it up another level with my burger. So before I get into that, I use some of the Penzeys seasoning, and I also do sometimes I'll get a packet of dry ranch, like ranch dressing seasoning, the dry stuff, and mix that in. That makes a good burger. Ranch burger. But last night I wanted to mix it up, and I wanted to go above and beyond just a regular seasoning. So I made stuffed burgers, and I'm like, so I look in the fridge, and we don't really have cheese that I want to use for a stuffed burger, but this actually ended up working out in my favor. And I have the hamburger presses, which come in really handy when you want to make a stuffed burger, because you put two patties and then you push them together. It's a little tricky. They pull apart, so you have to do a little maintenance to them. But I had string cheese, mozzarella string cheese, and I'm like, would this work? I'm like, a mozzarella burger sounds really good. And usually I don't think I've ever made a mozzarella. I've had mozzarella stuffed burgers, but I don't think I've ever made one. So I just took two mozzarella sticks, and I made the two burger patties in my press, and then I kind of did this thing to create like a little cavern, a little valley in each of the burger patties, and then I cut up I just kind of pulled apart the mozzarella stick and put one mozzarella stick in each of the little valleys of each patty, and then I did my best to work around the patty, and then put them together, mashed them together, made sure there wasn't any openings so the cheese didn't ooze out on the grill, grilled it up. Fantastic mozzarella stuffed burger. Then I topped it off. So my wife was out of town this week on like a work conference, and there was like a boutique. I don't know what you call these little like boutique shop. We'll just call it a boutique shop that had barbecue, like the little mom and pop homemade, the farmer down the street bottles his own barbecue sauce, seasoning, all that stuff. So she brought home, and I think her employer or her company provided like a $50 or whatever gift card to use at this local boutique shop. And so she brought home just 2 bags full of steak sauce, barbecue sauce, jam, like all kinds of stuff. And steak sauce, I don't really use steak sauce on steak. I think A1 is an abomination. A1 is just awful. But I do love these little boutique sauces. I love boutique sauces. When it comes to barbecue sauce, especially, like ketchup, I'm a Heinz guy. Remember back in like the 80s and 90s, there was actually a big like Debate over which ketchup is better, Heinz or Hunt's. Remember Hunt's? And I say it like that because it sucks. Hunt's sucks. But that was like a big debate. It was as big as Coke versus Pepsi. Heinz or Hunt's. Were you a Heinz guy or were you a Hunt's guy or gal? And Hunt's sucks. Like, and it's probably why you don't even hear about it anymore. Do they even make Hunt's anymore? And I'm from the Midwest. You know, I know my mother-in-law is from Pittsburgh. And of course, it's Heinz. It's Heinz or nothing. Like, I think if you lived in Pittsburgh and bought Hunt's, that's like a felony. Like, that's a jailable offense in Pittsburgh, not using Heinz ketchup. And my mother-in-law, like, fancy restaurants, she asks for ketchup. Like, that's a thing. Pittsburgh, ketchup, Heinz. So I guess that's the only, like, when I go to a grocery store, like, I'll get a Heinz ketchup. I don't need a boutique ketchup, although I'm sure it's tasty. But when it comes to barbecue sauce, it's like, I'm not going to get Kraft. I'm not going to get, what else is there? There's a whole bunch of them. And I don't want that stuff. I want the two fat guys on the bottle that make this in like their basement in Missouri. Like, that's what I want. Although Sweet Baby Ray's is like that's like one of the probably nationally distributed barbecue sauces that I will enjoy. And their honey mustard, by the way, is phenomenal. I tried the last batch of burgers or a couple months ago. I saw honey mustard in Sweet Baby Ray's, and I'm like, I'm going to try this out. And I got tired of ketchup and barbecue sauce on a burger, so I put this honey mustard from Sweet Baby Ray's on a burger, just on a burger. Holy, phenomenal. Try it. Honey mustard on a burger, phenomenal. And I'm probably like learning this at an old age. This is probably something that many people do. But if you haven't, try it. Sweet Baby Ray's, honey mustard on a burger, phenomenal. So I like those boutiques. So anyway, back to the point. My wife brings some steak sauce, and it's like a Vidalia onion steak sauce. And it's like, I don't really do steak sauce on steak. Sometimes, you know, if it's, you know, one of the poorer cuts of meat that's, you know, might need a little spice, a little sauce. But I never have any steak sauce. Like, I think A1 is just the most awful sauce ever created. Anyway, I'm like, I'm going to try this. And I thought, like, as I was pattying up the burgers, I'm thinking, what goes well with a mozzarella stuffed burger? Like, ketchup just didn't sound good. Ketchup didn't sound good. Well, maybe I did buy some new barbecue sauce when I went to the store last week. I can't remember what it's one of like the boutique, regionally distributed. You know, it's not one of the nationals. It's made in Carolina though, and I think I prefer the Carolina barbecue sauce because it's got, I think they make it with molasses, so it's a little thicker. I like the thicker barbecue sauces. I don't like the runny stuff. Anyway, I thought, well, I think I'll go with the barbecue sauce. And then I'm like, wait, I'm going to try this steak sauce. Vidalia onion. Awesome. It was delicious. It was a great burger. I took a photo. It's on Twitter. It doesn't look good. That's my photography skills. But it tasted awesome. It was an awesome burger. Anyway, I didn't think I'd go 15 minutes talking about condiments. Let's go to the chat. Let's see. Cooter's in the house. What's up, Cooter? I think I missed a lot of chat. Where are we at? Okay, there we go. Justin is with us. What is up, Justin? He's working on a 1952 top set. Tracy, good morning. Tom from Peoria. What is up? Long time. George in the house. John is with us from Atlanta. I presume Atlantic City. Ken said, had I won, there would currently be no available Dale Earnhardt autographs on eBay. John says, Dan is right. This is the food court at the mall at 9 a.m. TD Sports Cards, good morning to you. Cooter asking John if he has any pickups at the convention that shall not be discussed. How about the Wi-Fi situation? Like, I think the biggest news to come out of the National this week is how crappy the Wi-Fi situation is. It's like you can't access the Wi-Fi, and then you have to pay $80 to get on the Wi-Fi. It's that's like the biggest news to come out of the National this week. George says, my basil is doing well, probably die while I'm on vacation. We grow basil just to grow basil. We never use it. We grow basil to feed the Japanese beetles. I don't know if that's the proper term anymore, but the beetles, they devour basil. But that's about it. They sometimes I'll see just the random beetle on a tomato leaf or a cucumber leaf, but it's like, eat the leaf. Like, I'm after the fruit, but the basil, the leaf is the fruit essentially. So we never use the basil, but it grows. John says, finish 3 sets. That was the goal. Maybe a bigger card tomorrow. Very nice. Black pepper and garlic salt when making the patties. I think I've done garlic salt before on in burgers, so I could go with that. Ken says everything my wife planted, along with things she didn't plant, is dead. Yay, Texas summer. Cooter's entire garden is dead. Got too busy and didn't feel like putting 4,000 gallons of water on it to keep it alive in the heat. Let's see. Victor in the house had some Casey's coffee. Good morning to you, card collecting addict. The heat here is just too much. It's a comfortable 69 degrees outside, which is probably about the temperature. Actually, it's probably a few degrees cooler down here in the basement. But it's actually, the weather here this week has been like what most people would consider the perfect weather. Now, I would consider more heat and humidity perfect, but it's been like 80 degrees with low humidity and sunshine. It's been about perfect. Victor said you should try Dano's seasoning, the bomb. I will look into that. I've never heard of that. Dan says, I'm going to smoke a beef brisket for my first time on the Traeger. I went about 2 or 3 summers, like, Traeger was my like dream grill. And now it's like, you know what? I think I'm just content with the old propane grill. John says burgers are for stuffing your belly, not to be stuffed themselves. Disagree. Hard disagree. I love a stuffed burger. And sometimes I'll stuff it with, like I've stuffed. What did I do? I'll have to share the picture on Twitter. And it was like in stages. I stuffed it with, how in the hell did I do it? I think I basically took an avocado. Okay, hear me out. And the end result, you probably actually won't be. I know John won't be surprised at the end result. I think what I did was I took an avocado. Okay, I peeled the avocado. I sliced it in half. Inside the avocado, I put cheese cubes, and was it just cheese cubes? I think just cheese cubes inside the avocado. Put it back together. So like where the avocado nut goes, I put small cheese cubes in there. Put the avocado back together. And then I put hamburger around the avocado. And then I wrapped that with bacon. And guess what? It ended up turning out, it basically tasted the same as making a regular burger and then putting a spread of avocado over it with a little bit of cheese and bacon. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work to get the same result as just making a burger and putting those toppings on it. Just making bacon, putting the cheese on top, and spreading some avocado on the actual patty. A lot of work. It looked really cool. The pictures made it look cool, but the taste was just like, I could have spent a lot less time just not doing this and getting the same taste result. But I do enjoy a stuffed burger. George says, I'll be sad to see my basil go. It's been like a child. Planted the seeds, watched them sprout, give it a drink of water every day. I've become attached. Well, you can grow another. You can have another child, another basil child, or try a different herb. Zach says, P and I are officially going to John Nolan next month. Excited to give you a bunch of Bears and Franks in person. And Zach and Porter's pile from me is growing. In Victor, I still have your stuff. I may just save your stuff for the show as well. And I've got some stuff for Zach and Porter. Let's see. Cooter says, congrats on the sets. You'll have to do a video. Lee and Perrins is what you use on steak. Ketchup sucks. Oh, come on, man. I love ketchup. Now, I'm not like overboard ketchup on everything, but I'll put ketchup on a hot dog. To hell with what those Chicagoans say. I'll put ketchup on a hot dog. Ketchup and French fries? Hell yeah. Although I prefer the European style of mayo. Now, not like Hellman's, but like the good, like the boutique mayo. There's nothing better than French fries and mayo. Well, there is, but when it comes to French fries, much better than ketchup. French fries and mayo, much better than French fries and ketchup. Let's see. TD Sports Card says Buffett owns Heinz now. Only thing I use on a steak is a knife and determination. There you go. You know, I really don't put much on my steak. If it's grilled properly, if you have the right cut of meat and you grill it to how you enjoy it, it doesn't need any dressing up. Like the meat in itself is delicious and doesn't need to be spiced up. About the only thing I'll do is maybe a little bit of seasoning, like before I grill it. Sometimes I'll put just a little slab of butter on at the end of grilling just to melt that butter in. But that's really about it. I don't really put much seasoning, and I definitely don't use any sauces. On the occasion, it may need a sauce. And rarely do I marinate a steak. I did marinate a ribeye, and man, people on Twitter, you shouldn't marinate a ribeye. But actually, it might have been one of the best steaks I've ever had. I marinated a ribeye, and it turned out amazing. Ken lived in Pittsburgh, can confirm. Heinz lost the stadium naming rights. John adds, Hunts should have bought them. Card collecting addict, Sweet Baby Rays. Dan says, there goes that Hunt's ketchup sponsorship. Yeah, Hunt sucks. They're not getting my sponsorship. TD adds, you can't go wrong with Sweet Baby Rays. I'm getting the squirts just listening to this. Let's see, where are we at? Card collecting addict. George says, what goes well with a mozzarella stuffed burger is pasta. Oh, pastas? That would be, I don't know how that would, I mean, it goes well with mozzarella. I don't know if I would like that on a burger, but it might turn out okay. Have you tried that, George? I'm interested. Now I'm a little curious. I just want to try it just to see. But I guess you put beef in like spaghetti and pasta sauce. Like there's meat in spaghetti sauce if you get the meat kind. So it works. It should work on a burger. I'm going to try that, George. Thank you. I didn't even think about that. Pasta sauce on a mozzarella stuffed burger. I'm going to do it. Card Hobbyist says a proper steak needs no sauce. Maybe, and I love to say this word, Worcestershire. Or Worcester. Ken says, between thin barbecue sauce and A1, I nominate Bo for horrible takes of the year. Come on, man. A1 sucks. And runny barbecue sauce is the worst. I like that thick molasses barbecue sauce. Dan says, I live 3 blocks away from 17th Street Bar and Grill in Murfreesboro, Illinois. Yummy barbecue. John says, I'm at home going back tomorrow. Oh, nice. Terry went on a retail run this morning and hit some Prism basketball. Let's circle back to that because there might be some more. Oops. Let's see, retail, because I did go on a retail run, but I don't want to jump all over the place. Let's see. Terry went on a retail run, hit some Prism basketball. John says my cell service was impeccable yesterday, no issues. If you rely on public Wi-Fi, then you deserve what you get. My issue, I don't know what service provider you have, John. I have US Cellular, and especially indoors, it sucks. And especially in Chicago, which is like backwards. Like US Cellular's corporate headquarters in Chicago. The White Sox used to play in a field called US Cellular Field, and yet the service for US Cellular in Chicago sucks. Almost as bad as Hunt's Ketchup. That's how bad US Cellular service is in Chicago. Sucks. So let's see. Card Hobbyist says pack a bunch of basil in a mason jar with salt. Basil flavored salt. Whoa. That's blowing my mind. Basil flavored salt. I don't use salt that much though. Is there anything else I can do with basil besides making what's that stuff you make? Basil. We used to make that. I can't remember. That's why we started growing basil. We made whatever that spread stuff is. The green spread, basil, whatever it is. Tom says the post-COVID business finally caught up with me, and I have missed some hobby time. That's no good. Well, maybe it is good. Wisconsin shipper. Where do you buy bulk penny sleeves, top loaders, and card savers? I have a wholesale. So first off, I have a wholesale account with BCW Supplies. So if you can get a wholesale account, you can do so. BCW, Ultra Pro. I don't know if Columbia has wholesale accounts. I don't think so because their prices are basically wholesale. If you buy it retail, if you buy enough. So I buy my bulk card savers from BCW using my wholesale account because they're not back ordered. Top loaders and penny sleeves are back ordered through BCW. So I buy my penny sleeves by the case through Columbia Hobby, which has amazing prices. If you buy a case, it's basically penny per sleeve. And then the more you buy, the more discount you get. I think you can get it down to like 3 or 4 tenths of a penny. But that's where I buy in bulk. Penny sleeves from Columbia Hobby and card savers through my wholesale account with BCW. Card Cutter says, good morning, my friend. One thing I've noticed from videos from the show is how well lit the convention center is in AC. Chicago's convention center is not lit the best, in my opinion. I would agree with that. I mean, I haven't been to Atlantic City, so I can't comment on the lighting, but I would say, yes, the lighting does kind of suck in Rosemont at the Stevens Convention Center. Bargain boxes, so I really don't care about the lighting. But I get it from, if you're looking at raw chrome cards and high-end stuff, you need good lighting. I get that. Ken says, Bo just said, hear me out. Another terrible food take coming. Avocado nut, so it's a uniball. Hard to get the ladies working with that. Cooter says, that's not a burger. That's a casserole. Man card is now a probationary status. Vernon Stanton, what is up? Good morning from Hawaii. What is up? Corn dogs with mustard. I've never had corn dogs with mustard. Malt vinegar and mayo on fries is great. I'm like vinegar, and I don't know what malt vinegar is. So maybe, but vinegar is what's the sea salt and vinegar, like the potato chips. Then I'm sure this is way different, but vinegar I have to have, and I say I have to have vinegar in like low doses, make pickles, and it's like a jar of vinegar, basically. I'm eating cucumbers soaked in vinegar, essentially. If you put ketchup on a brat, we're done. I do it. Ketchup on a brat, man. Ketchup on a brat. So my brat, so here's how I do a brat. I do sauerkraut, basically just sauerkraut and ketchup. That's all I put on a brat. Sauerkraut and ketchup. That's my brat. Ken says, where are we at? Skipping around. Okay. Ken says, French fries and mayo. Bo's food takes are making my stomach sick. Dude, a good mayo. And again, it's not like pulling a jar of Hellman's off the grocery store shelf. It's like good mayo. And French fries, life-changing. It is delicious. It is it's the way to eat French fries. The Europeans got it right. Where did French fries? Because French fries aren't from France, right? Where were French fries invented? Were they invented in the US, or were they invented in France, or were they invented somewhere else in Europe? Let's Google it. Where did French fries? We're something today. If somebody, most of you know, let's just Google where were French. First thing, where were French fries invented? I'm assuming not France. That would be too easy. My internet just froze. Okay, here we go. Common lore claims that the original fry was born in Belgium. Okay, I have had French fries in Belgium. We went to Belgium a couple years ago. The French fries and mayo in Belgium. So, hey, they invented French fries, and they do it with mayo. So that means that's how it was meant to be done. French fries and mayo. If you haven't tried it, please do, but not with Hellman's, like a good mayo. You can get like the garlic aioli. Good stuff. Let's see. TD says, or you can do fries dipped into ice cream. That's, yeah, if you're like Dairy Queen or, and that ain't bad. That ain't bad. French fries and ice cream is not bad. You get that sweet and salt. Good morning. I'm intrigued by the chat I've seen so far. It makes me hungry. What's up, Herman? And I haven't even had breakfast yet. I'm probably going to go have like a very, I should go down to Quick Trip for breakfast this morning. Let's see. Card collecting addict. Okay, I guess I'm going to get up, make food now. I've had pasta sauce on a burger. It's good. I'm going to try that. I am going to try that. Last night, I had a chicken sandwich with mozzarella and marinara sauce. Wasn't terrible. Terrible. Yeah. I mean, what do you dip mozzarella sticks? In marinara sauce. So it's got to work. Herman says, I have to agree with Bo. Tom says, A1 goes well on a Five Guys burger. I'm not a big Five Guys fan. Here's the thing. I had never had Five Guys. I finally had it for the very first time in the exotic location of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I'm like, wow, this is an awesome burger. But remember, I grew up eating Casey's gas station pizza. So my food takes are probably the way they are because I grew up in a town with 0 stoplights. And, our cuisine was gas station fare. So had Five Guys awesome burger. Then I moved up here to Madison, and my old office before we moved to the where it currently is right on the corner. They were putting up a Five Guys right across the street. I'm like, this is amazing. So I waited for it to die down because even though I'm in a bigger city than where I used to live, so we waited, and me and one of my coworkers went over there like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. And it's like, yeah, this is a good burger, but it's not like, it's okay. It's okay. And I haven't been back since. That's the only time. Kind of like Chipotle. It's like everybody loves Chipotle, and it's like, it's just Chipotle. There's one just down the street from me. It's like I've been there 2 or 3 times in 8 years. It's just Chipotle. It's fast food. It's Chipotle. Let's see. Ken says US Cellular is still a thing. It is. There's no need in steak sauce of any kind if it's cooked right. I agree with that. TD Sports Card says you should try a pasta brine if it's cooked right. I agree with that. TD Sports Card says you should try a pasta burger, beef provolone, spaghetti, provolone, lettuce, and tomato. Sounds pretty good. I am really getting hungry. Good morning, Jenny. What is up? Let's see. Pesto. That's what I was looking for. Pesto. That's what with the basil pesto. Card collecting addict says you're right on time. He just got the grill going. Where are we at? Let's see. Jenny says, I have seen complaints about the negative activity on the streets of AC, but I feel those are from the people that live in smaller towns. Most all big cities have drug use, homelessness, etc. going on. I think it's more prevalent in Atlantic City. Like, I think you have to pass it. Like, every large city has homelessness, drugs, hookers and blow. But I think in Atlantic City, like, you have to like hookers and blow. But I think in Atlantic City, like, you have to like walk right next to it, where you can avoid those. In most large cities, like, event centers are it's a little more it's not in your face, and I think it's more in your face in Atlantic City. So I think that's where some of that's coming from. Mr. Egg Shan, cream of some young guy, what is up? Is there a certain threshold of income where you can write off your business expenses, as the W-2 requirements have changed through eBay over the last several years? Talk to a tax provider. So I can just give you my take. So I'm in business, like, I have a business now, so it's much different now. But a year ago, 2 years ago, it was a side hustle. But I could still do write-offs without having an LLC, without having tax, all that stuff. But what I will tell you is, if you start doing write-offs, talk to a professional. Don't just do it, because you'll pay your tax provider, but it's going to be well worth avoiding headaches and potential fines from the IRS for misreporting or doing it wrong. So I will say, if you don't have an accountant / tax professional that you use, call somebody local. Don't use H&R Block. Call a local tax person and talk to them, and they will help you out. Let's see. Ken says Bo's food takes should have him sentenced to nothing but salad the rest of his life. Shut up, Ken. Now that training camp is here, when do you see Bowman U spiking? Not yet. So Bowman U's a college product, so it's not going to spike until like September. I don't see Bowman U singles taking off until college football season starts, which will be we're still another month away from the kickoff of college football season. So I think by the first couple of weeks of September, in my opinion, hopefully the wall of Bowman behind me, the 50 blaster boxes that I bought, hopefully it takes off. We shall see. And I've been surprised at the lack of movement for football cards, because training camp has begun. NFL training camp has begun. So I haven't really moved much football. I've been listing some this week. I did another 100-ish cards yesterday to my eBay store, football, but haven't really seen, some movement here and there. But overall, I haven't seen much football move, which I am a little surprised. I thought I would see more of an uptick. But my football inventory is much smaller, much smaller than my baseball inventory. So with NFL cards, I thought I would see more movement NFL cards here in the last 2 weeks, which hasn't been the case. The Bowman U college stuff, I don't see any movement until September, in my opinion. Who heard Bo as a child? Philadelphia French fries. Cooter says the name of this show should be Good Eats That Bo F's Up. Belgium, well, I was wrong on Philadelphia. George says, where are we at? Malt vinegar is good. It's basically a beer that turns to vinegar. Interesting. Herman says, oh no, sauerkraut and spicy mustard on my brat with a side of German potato salad. Every day, Bo is buffering. I know. I saw the little message come up. Let's see. Ken, I was like, is Bo frozen or thinking in pause? Hopefully, I'm talking again. Shake Shack became a craze in Korea. Now we got a knockoff Shake Shack in my little town called Frank Burger. Frank always wins. Damn, Frank. I've never had Shake Shack. I think there is a Shake Shack here in Matt. I think one recently opened, maybe not. But I've never had a Shake Shack. Ken says, due to the chat, I'm not sure the Bow Show will end before the IndyCar race starts. I'm catching up. Let's see. When is the race today? I'm heading to Water Park, 12 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. So, somebody talked about a retail run. I did make a retail run yesterday. I had to get some. So instead of going to Costco and getting like my bulk paper, I'm like, I'm just going to go get some paper at Walmart because I haven't been to Walmart looking at cards. So I'll just get some paper at Walmart, do my Costco run later. So I went to Walmart and I don't even know because they have the new, it's no longer MJ Holdings that are stocking Walmarts. So I don't even know when they're stocking the Walmarts in my area. So I just went to check it out Friday afternoon. It looked like a tornado had gone through the card section. There was a lot of stuff on the shelf, just nothing that I was interested in. In fact, I don't think if anything, I guess if Prism basketball was on the shelf, I would have bought a couple blasters. But there's really nothing. But that's something that people were probably, waiting for the vendor. But there's nothing, if there were a few blaster boxes of Bowman U, I probably would have, got that. My rec room is still full of Goodwill stuff. So I don't need to be buying any more inventory for the time being. So I came away with just a 500 count of copy paper. So that was my retail run. And then it's like, I could go to Target, but I don't really feel like there's nothing there's nothing that I'm interested in buying new product wise and it all comes out at the same time where it's like, damn it. I wish this was like the old release dates because at least it's staggered. Now, Topps Archives, Allen and Ginter, Heritage Miners, and Pro Debut all come out within like a month. And I want all of that product. Archives, I'll just get retail. I'll just, get blaster boxes. Ginter's one of those things where retail sucks for Allen and Ginter. I may buy a couple hobby boxes. I don't know. And it might be something I just pass on entirely. I think I passed on it altogether last year. Pro Debut, I'll probably buy a case or maybe two. Same with Heritage Miners. I always stock up on those products. So we'll see. I'm going to ask around it to some people I know that see if I can get, a little cheaper than the online prices. But that all comes out like at the same time. So we'll see. I don't know the exact dates on that. So I don't know. Ken says the world needs more men named Frank and less named Peyton. Let's see. Ken says it's breakfast time, but damn, I want a burger now. You can have a breakfast burger. Cooter says you need to stop listing New York Giants football cards. Lately, my hopes have been getting crushed when I get the notice on my saved search on your eBay store. Yeah, I've been doing some football listing this week, and probably I've got a whole monster box. So be on the lookout for more New York Giants football cards here in the next week. But I do plan on next week at some point, probably toward the end of next week, more baseball listings. Jenny says, I don't even bother retail checking. Prism basketball hit Target's site. I grabbed 4 boxes. Oh, really? I figured all the bots would have consumed it all. Jenny says, list those Raiders football cards this weekend. The Faltsy says, will Goodwill trade you cards for your unwanted household items? I wish. Wouldn't that be something? That would be great. Here's an old tube TV. Can I have, how many cards can this get me? Maybe he can trade his sprinklers and hoses to Goodwill for cards. Got a place in town called Egg 2000 that does burgers that are like breakfast sandwiches. Pretty good. They throw an egg, bacon, cheese, and some other toppings on them. That sounds good. I am really getting hungry, so I'm going to have to go eat breakfast. I think Hobby Hotline's on at 10 Central. I think they're going to find a conference room at the National. I assume. I don't know. But I assume it's on 10 a.m. Central. Hobby Hotline. Check it out. I think little did I know I was going to talk 95% about food and 5% about cards this morning. Jenny says Target might still have them. Check. I may do that. I may do that. $30 a blaster. Hey, that's pretty good. I'll take the risk. Oh, I did. Speaking of blasters, I did do a break. Yesterday, I opened a Series 2 blaster. It was fun. I love those manufactured helmet cards. Those are really cool. So check that out. It's on my channel. I think maybe, I don't know, this weekend, I need to get back into doing some nostalgia breaks just for fun. Thank you for all the suggestions yesterday on beating the hobby fatigue, or it's not hobby fatigue. I'm not fatigued on the hobby. I'm fatigued over, I think, the monotonous tasks, the day-to-day. So I am going to put some of that stuff in practice. I'm going to take Jenny's suggestion of writing a schedule down. So I think once I need to get my house in order, my rec room. I need to get all of my Goodwill crap unloaded and put away, and then I can focus. I think 4 o'clock is going to be my Cubs time, but I'm going to have a more structured schedule. I'll come down, do this, weekdays 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then I'll have like a flex hour, 8 to 9, where that's when I get more coffee. Maybe I just unwind on the patio, have a breakfast burrito. 9 a.m., designate that for, okay, this is going to be my shipping time or my listing time. And then have it more structured on an hourly basis, just to, give me more structure. So it's not like, oh, it's 10 o'clock. I've got 7 tasks to do. What am I going to do first? And I think that may be part of the reason why I struggle with figuring out what to do next, because I have do I sort? Do I ship? Do I list? Do I sort? Do I ship? Do I list? So I think if I'm more structured, at least I have that, I feel like, when I started this, it's like follow the path and don't look in the rearview mirror, focus on the windshield, follow the path. And if you stay on that road, if you stay on that path, you will have success. But if you get distracted and you veer off that path, you're not going to get to your destination. And I think I tend to do that at times where I veer off because I just have so much. I have so much chaos, cards everywhere, Goodwill pallet sitting on my rec room floor, listing and shipping and listing. So I think as long as I get some structure and rein it in and just follow that path that's on the paper in front of me. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I need to do this. It's 11 o'clock. I need to do this. Oh, hey, it's noon. I just need this time to unwind, take the dog for a walk, eat lunch, break away. I think I need to do that. 4 o'clock, Cubs time. I'm going to focus on it. And Dan made the joke. Dan, I said, I did see your comment, breaking away from cards by going to TCDB and listing Cubs cards on Trading Card Database. But it's fun. Like, it's not the cards aren't burning. It's not, I've got a little, I had some burnout this week, but it wasn't the hobby that was burning me out. It wasn't cards that was burning me out. I think it was just the chaos. I think the chaos was burning me out. I think the chaos and just lack of structure. And I can be dismissive. I'm very stubborn. And it's like, no, this is my way. I don't think that's going to work because that's not how I work. But I need to shut up and listen. And I think that will work. So thank you for the suggestions yesterday. Let's see. Basement Card Collector, what is up? Good morning. Card Collecting Addict says, I never saw them live on GoGTS. They had some issues on YouTube. I had to go to their Twitch, which GoGTS on Twitter has like their link tree. And that's where I watched. I just hit the Twitch button and it came up. So I was able to join like 15 minutes because I kept waiting and refreshing YouTube and it never came up. So check out their link tree on Twitter, GoGTS. If you can't find it on YouTube, it's on the Twitch. Let's see. Where are we at here? Basement Card Collector. That's a sweet jersey. Is it a player jersey? So this is actually from 1988. This is I think it might be a batting practice jersey. It's actually it's an actual Chicago Cubs issued jersey from 1988. My friend worked for the Cubs, always gives me t-shirts, and he's given me like 4 or 5 game used jerseys. So this is actually, it's dated. It's 1988. There's no name on the back. In fact, I don't even think it was even stitched at one time. So that's what lends me to believe it was a batting practice jersey, or just like an extra that was laying around. But it's dated 1988. Let's see. I just joined Trading Card Database this week. Are you guys on there too? I am. I'm under 1 million Cubs. I am not active though. I have not listed anything, or I don't do trades on there. But I have some of my collection. I'll probably, once I and I've been talking about adding my collection to Trading Card Database for 4 years since I started this project. But I think I'm going to have to I need to be more organized with it, because the cards that I have listed, how many ever cards I have listed, are not like, it's not like they're labeled on a box. Hey, these are listed on Trading Card Database. I need to be more organized. So when I have 825,000 plus Cubs cards, I know which ones are actually listed by being labeled on a box. So when I eventually get back to it, I'm going to have to just start from scratch. Love that jersey, hoping for a number 8 on the back. Let's see. You should consider doing Hobby Evolution Weekend Edition from the patio. Get that sunshine during your show. I use TCDB all the time. Great site. Basement Card Collector says, I want to use it to finish some sets. I'm still getting cards loaded. How do I find people to trade with? Ask Jenny. She's the whiz. She's the whiz on Trading Card Database. I think I missed some stuff up here. Oh, no, I didn't. Let's see, where are we at? I thought I missed something from Ken. Ken says, I get it. I spend 1% of the time you do selling on eBay, and I get burned out. Let's see, where are we at? Jenny says, Trading Card Database is amazing. Lots of us are on there. Most have the same name as here. Let's see. Brandon Metz. Guten Tag from Germany. What is up? Brandon in Germany. I bet. Brandon, do you eat French fries with mayo? Especially in Germany. I think you have to. French fries and mayo. It's very good. Try it. Jenny says, let's do a TCDB episode, Ken and Herman, soon. And I think there was one. Brandon says, absolutely. Oh, come on, man. It's delicious. Especially in Germany, because that's like the good mayo. Only ketchup. No. French fries and mayo is way better than French fries and ketchup, especially the good kind of mayo. Not like just generic Hellman's or whatever, but like a good mayo. Ken says, oh man, may not have worked. I didn't realize I don't have a wrench. Oh, I didn't realize you didn't have a wrench either. Let's get you a wrench. There you go. Ken has a wrench. Let's see. Royals 417. Mayo is underrated as a condiment. See, I agree. I really don't use mayo on anything other than, the occasional French fry. Like, I have mayo, but I think I probably only use it for like recipes. Because I don't at home. I mean, I never really have French fries. We don't make French fries at home. So, the only time I really have French fries and mayo is if I'm at a restaurant that like has the good, like the aioli and, the good kind of mayo. Baseball card curmudgeon in the house. What is up? Brandon says, my wife mixes ketchup, mayo, and mustard together. That is like ketchup and mayo I get. In fact, they even bottle that now. I think Heinz makes like a mayo chup. Mustard. That's an interesting, I'm a little curious. I might have to do a little experiment now. Try ketchup, mayo, and mustard all together. Jenny says it's at the bottom. There's find members. It's easier to show on screen than to try to explain. Let's see. Check the channel Ian Badir. Let's see. Yeah, he's got a big Royals collection on there. Card collecting addict says I have some friends from Norway and it's mayo and French fries all day, every day. The Faltzy says French fries and barbecue or honey mustard. Honey mustard. Yes, honey mustard. Love honey mustard. I would probably rank good. Here's my condiment selection for French fries. Here we go. We're back on French fries again. French fries and mayo number 1, like good mayo. Again, good mayo, not Hellman's. I'm going to lose a sponsorship from Hunt's Ketchup and Hellman's Mayonnaise. Mayo, good mayo. 2, honey mustard. 3, ketchup. 4, barbecue sauce. Good barbecue sauce, not Kraft. There goes my Kraft sponsorship. Let's see. Fries, burgers, and hot dogs. Try it. Let's see. I have a wrench but need some sockets. Ketchup and mayo, aka Thousand Island dressing. Side note, our front door swap went great. 3 hours total. Job looks great. Excellent. Sour cream and salsa mix is straight fire. That is good. Oh, hey, here is something. If you're into like chips and salsa, I think it's from Trader Joe's. It's like the peach. I think it's Paul Newman salsa, like the peach or mango or something. It's like the fruit salsa. Take an avocado, mash the avocado, mix it with the peach salsa. It is amazing. Freaking amazing. Ranch and fries. There you go. I would rank that right below barbecue sauce. I'm going to go barbecue sauce ahead. So ranch gets number 5 on my favorite condiments with French fries. Number 1, good mayo. Number 2, honey mustard. Number 3, ketchup. Number 4, barbecue sauce. Number 5, ranch dressing. Good mayo is like the skinniest kid at fat camp. Fries with ranch dressing or Chick-fil-A sauce. For me, you can buy Chick-fil-A sauce now at the grocery store. Bo is going to suddenly get a box of condiments delivered to his door next week. Let's see. I don't need to hear about Bo after dark. Card collecting addict says, we'll have to try that mix. So who knew that we would spend 45 minutes talking about French fries and mayo? This just proves that you should never take food advice from anyone from the chicken nugget generation. Man, condiments are awesome. I love a good barbecue sauce, a good mayo, a good ketchup, ranch, whatever. So that's what I had for today. Just a bunch of food talk. What's going on? Ken's going to enter some more Earnhardt's on TCDB. I am going to, when I try to say TCDB really fast, it sounds like I'm drunk. TCDB. What do I got going on today? Shipping and listing and shipping. Actually, I need to really hammer down on this Goodwill pallet and get my room back to normal so I can start. So I feel like I'm going in circles. I think that's where the burnout came from this week. I think I was just running in circles and I didn't feel like I was getting anything accomplished. By the way, before I do go, I do want to share my eBay stats from this week. It feels like, and maybe it's just because I felt so burned out on whatever day that was, Wednesday or Thursday, I think. But it felt like, and I knew my Monday and Tuesday, my Sunday and Monday were great. But it just felt like this week was slow. But I don't feel like the National has any impact on eBay sales. In fact, it doesn't. For me, my eBay sales are actually up. They're higher, much higher than last week, about 30% higher than last week, Monday through Friday. And then let's see, 2 weeks ago, I actually had a couple of really good days, Monday and Wednesday. Tuesday was pretty high. Thursday was okay. Friday was better than average. So my best week in 2 weeks. So last week was really down. This week was about average, I would say. Average to above average on eBay. Last 31 day sales, my dollars are down less than 1%, which I was hoping, because I was kind of I was kind of disappointed with my June. I was hoping my sales would be, up 5 to 10% in July. Still, a day to two days, and it's a weekend, so maybe I could make that push to getting closer to that. But I think it's probably going to end up, my July will probably be, I'm projecting, since it is the weekend, about 2% up over June, which is lower than I was hoping. My impressions over the last 30 days are up 39%, so that continues to tick up, although I have been adding a lot of inventory lately. Page views are up. That's a good metric. Has gone down a little bit over the last week, but it's still up 24% over the previous 30 days. So those are some of the numbers that I'm seeing. So even though if you feel like your numbers are down or even up, look at the actual numbers, because it's like, man, my numbers suck this week, and it's like, oh wow, they're significantly better than last week when you actually look at the numbers. So before I wrap it up, Card Collecting Addict says Chick-fil-A sauce is good, but they also have a honey barbecue packet that is way better. Let's see. I don't even know if I've had, because when I order sandwiches from Chick-fil-A, I just get them plain. Like, I don't get any sauce. Like, it's the pickle. That's it. And that makes Chick-fil-A sounds really good. I might go to lunch. I might do a Chick-fil-A drive-through for lunch today. I haven't had it in a while. Let's see. Jenny's off to the water park. I think of TCBY. Does that even exist anymore? So I have a funny TCBY story. I don't think I should share it, though. It's I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. It's not like I can't share it. It's a shareable story, but I don't think my story would. I think it would probably offend somebody, so I don't want to share it. But it's a funny story from spring break when I was in college. TCBY was awesome. Like, we used to carry it at the local IGA that I worked at in high school. And then we stopped. Like, it was delivered, like the TCBY like distributor. It was in like he had coolers in the back of an S10 pickup truck. I'm sure you can't get away with that today, but that's how the TCBY man drove, like an S10, and had coolers in the back, or freezers or whatever he had in the back of his pickup truck. But yeah, I haven't seen TCBY in a long time. Ken says, thanks for the late stream. I was able to listen while my wife watches Love Island. There you go. A distraction from reality TV. Jenny says, if you are making sales, you are getting things accomplished. That's the goal. That is true. You also had that Acuna big sale, so I can see the 1% down. That was a big card in itself. Yeah, and I think that was in the previous 30 days. Kind of my thought, though, is, even though there's like that one, there's a bigger sale, like there typically tends to be like a once a month I'll have like a bigger, non $2 sale, a biggie card or item. Thanks for the listen this late morning. I'm going to work on trading card database this week. Awesome. Ken says, offend someone. That's a must tell story. But it's not, I'm probably being more dramatic than what it really is. Today's world, it would probably be taken out of context. That's all that's about. It's not an offensive story by any means, but I could see why it would be taken the wrong way. How I would tell it, it would be taken the wrong way. That's that. So it's not like a, oh my God, that's a crazy story. It's actually just kind of a, it was kind of you had to be there moment, really. Like, me and my friends, we share the story. Like, we still, like, we'll meet up over beers. And remember that time in Daytona Beach, the TCBY story? Because it was one of those things where it's like, what just happened? But it's not like it's just, in today's world, it could be taken the wrong way. So that's why I don't want to tell it. Basement Card Collector, check my feedback comments for trade partners. Everyone is great. My page is Jenny Miller 521. So that's what I had. There you go. Over an hour of food talk. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the chat. I will be live again tomorrow morning, probably approximately same time, between 8 and 9 a.m. I've kind of enjoyed sleeping in on the weekends now. So there's Dan. What is up? So I'm wrapping up. Have a great Saturday. Back at it tomorrow again, probably between 8 and 9 a.m. Enjoy the weekend. Don't forget Hobby Hotline coming up in about 15 minutes. Usually I'm not butting up that close. Hobby Hotline. Check it out. 10 a.m. Central. We'll see you tomorrow.